Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited that you're here today, and today I'm going to be making a really pretty card with some beautiful products from Honeybee Stamps, including the Ornate Ginger Jars red rubber stamp, which is here on the left. Such a great set. Of course, you're going to get all of that beautiful red rubber detail when you stamp with those stamps, and then the coordinating die set. And look at all of these really fantastic sentiments. You get 3 great sentiments in this set and the coordinating dies in the die set. This is the Chinoiserie 3D embossing folder, one of my all-time favorites from Honeybee. The motif is that chinoiserie pattern with the hummingbirds, the florals. It is just absolutely stunning. And here you can see on the right, I've got a piece of paper that is embossed already with that 3D embossing folder. It is just stunning. The detail is gorgeous, and that's going to be the backdrop for my ginger jars. So I'm going to place these jars into my mini MISTI. I have taken the pad out of the MISTI so that the red rubber stamps will stamp beautifully in there. I've just got some regular white 80-pound cardstock in my MISTI as well. I'm going to stamp those out with some distress ink in chipped sapphire, and this is just going to stamp beautifully onto this white cardstock, and you'll just see the lovely pattern that you get when you stamp with these gorgeous red rubber stamps. I love Honeybee's red rubber stamps. They're beautiful. Look at the pattern, look at the detail. So crisp and gorgeous, and that distress ink stamped beautifully with those stamps. Now I have used my Scallop A2 Frames largest die to cut out a base for my embossed piece here in my jars. So I've die cut that from navy cardstock, and I trimmed down my embossed paper so that it just fits nicely in the stitched detail of that scalloped base. And now you can just see how nicely these ginger jars are going to fit inside this A2 size card front. Really, really pretty. I love that, how the navy cardstock coordinates nicely with that ink. This is the Lovely Layers Mini Holiday Florals die set. It is a huge die set and really great for the holidays, but honestly, you can use this all year long for different kinds of florals. So I've die cut the dies from a variety of kind of like oranges, yellows, kind of tones. And I'm going to use some aged mahogany and some vintage photo distress inks to add some detail with some ink blending on the edges of these die cut pieces. So you can just see the different colors of cardstock that I used in the yellow orange family. I just thought that would coordinate so nicely with the blue ink and the blue details of the card that I had going on already. And this is just going to be a really nice contrast, and this floral is going to pop off this card really nicely. This floral from the Mini Holiday Florals is really easy to put together. It's very easy to layer, and as always, the Lovely Layers have a guide that goes with them, so they're always really easy to put together, and the different kind of shapes on the floral pieces are really easy to line up. It's very intuitive. So I'm going to add the layers together with some thin foam squares, and in that way I'm going to get quite a bit of dimension. With my floral, you would not have to add foam. You can definitely just add these, glue these together, attach them together with liquid adhesive, or you could actually even use your repositionable tape runner or a tape runner. I'm just using my tweezers to help me line these up. Sometimes I have to hold it up so that I can see where the edges are, and I'm going to go ahead and put this layer in here. You can see the different colors of cardstock now, how nicely these different layers show up when you use different colors of cardstock or different colors of ink blending or both. And it just adds that little bit of depth and dimension to the floral and makes it look a little bit more interesting. And here you can just see that I'm going to put that last layer on, and now I can put the center detail in. So that first layer of center detail, I'm going to put some gold foil cardstock on there. And then I'll put a piece of yellow cardstock, and then lastly I'll end up with some gold mirror cardstock to finish off the center of this really beautiful little floral. And you could definitely put more than one floral on this card if you just decide to remake this design. I chose just to put one floral on here, but you could definitely add another one. You could do 2 of these exact same flowers, or you could choose another floral from that die set and do that as well. Add that in. So it's a really great versatile set. You can definitely make the florals look holiday themed, or you can make them look, like just an everyday flower that isn't just holiday themed. So there's my flower all finished. I do have the sentiment that I stamped out with that same ink, the same chipped sapphire. The sentiment is from the Ornate Ginger Jar set. It says, "Sending my love." And I die cut that out twice extra so that I can layer these together and have a really nice, hefty, almost like a chipboard sentiment for my project. That way I don't have to use any foam adhesive on this. I can just use liquid adhesive and layer these pieces together. Then I've got just a really nice substantial sentiment to add on to my project. I did die cut a couple of the foliage dies or one of the foliage dies from the Lovely Layers Mini Holiday Florals. And I die cut that twice from that same gold mirror cardstock that I used on the flower. And you'll see me embellish with those foliage pieces as well. So I'm using a little bit of thin squares behind the medium-sized and smallest jar. The largest, tallest jar on the left there, I just glued down with liquid adhesive. And I've added a little bit of foam adhesive onto the back of my flower as well. And I just wanted to place it down in the corner of the jars there. I thought that was just a nice placement. And then we still have some nice white space at the top of our card. I always kind of like to have a little bit of white space on my project. So I'm going to put my sentiment right here, and that is going to finish off my project today, friends. I did link up in the description box below to all of these different products that I've used from the Honeybee shop, so you can make sure that you check those links and check them out if you so choose. I hope you were inspired to get out some of your older Honeybee products, or maybe you haven't seen these ones yet and you are inspired to maybe purchase these and make a project similar to mine. Have an amazing day, friends. I hope you get to be creative really soon. Take care. Bye-bye.